There's no
Okay,
way they
look,
don't fight
before
him.
we're gonna get to the Colts next, but first I wanna ask you, I wanna look back one more time. The Niners are 10-4, and you gotta give them credit considering how many injuries they've had and how bad they were last year. So, given everything, all the context, how impressive is their 10-4 record in your eyes?
On a scale of 1 out of 10?
Sure.
I'd probably say an 8, like you just said. At all the injuries that we've went through, if you would have told me that we're 10-4, I would have said you're joking. So I would rate it an 8 out of 10. I do think if we were healthy, I genuinely think this team could win a Super Bowl because like we've all seen, the NFC is wide open right now. So I would rate it a solid 8 out of 10. But I mean, like, I understand we had the easiest schedule, so there's also that factor that adds into it. But I feel like I was literally just talking to my friend not too long ago, and he's like, "Well, you guys had the easiest schedule. You can't really count easiest schedule. No one thought the Bears were going to be this good. The Colts were going to be, well, they were good at one point this season, but it's like I'd rate it a solid 8 out of 10. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, that Maj, you're being more pessimistic than me. It's the 10 out of 10, clearly in my eyes. I think it's like you have straight third stringers and guys you signed off the street playing, at D tackle and linebacker and virtually,
Yeah,
and guys that would never play on any other team. And you're able to win. I don't care who you're playing. I mean, that's impressive. Even if they lose the rest of their games, this is not a team that should be in the Super Bowl picture, but they'll go as far as Brock goes. I do think there's still questions about their defense, which is why we bring up, Judon and possibly signing him. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter who they bring in. If they want to make a playoff run, it's on Brock Purdy. Like, it's on his back. If he plays well, they have a chance. If they put up 35 every game in the playoffs, they have a chance. If they put up 20 points and have a stinker like he did against Carolina, they'll get obliterated by good teams.
I do
The
think the
fact is,
most
yeah, go ahead.
actually, the most impressive thing is how we're bringing in these randoms and they're playing so good. I'm not saying Clint Farrell's a random, but like no one, Clint Farrell got cut off the Chargers practice squad and comes here and has 4 sacks. No one thought that. Keon White, he has like 1 sack, but you could see him on every play. On Keon White is in on every play. And no one thought Keon White would be this good. When we got him, I was like, I don't even know who this is. Did anyone think Sky Moore was just going to be this good? No.
Jake
When we
Cohn
tried,
just stepped up, Kendrick
Jake
Bourne
Con
stepped
just,
up, Mac Jones stepped up.
so I think
There's
that's the
a
most
bunch of
impressive
guys,
thing.
yeah.
Everybody just stepped up,
Eddie
and
Pinheiro, Matt Gay.
exactly.
Did
And
you
no
guys
one
see
thought
the
that.
article on was it The Athletic? I don't think it was Silver. It was about the special teams and like how that rose. But it's gonna like go back to the regression. It's gonna regress a little bit. It's gonna go back to the mean next season a little bit. Like, they've been so good on special teams that like it's won them quite a few games. Whereas like I think that's the biggest difference between last year's team is one, like Christian
It is.
McCaffrey obviously is healthy. I mean, say what you want about him having no burst. He's at least an elite receiver and they need that. And trouble for defenses. And 2 is special teams. Like, they had the worst special teams unit in the league the last few years before that. Like,
I do feel like we need
huge
Jake Moody
difference.
back. I miss him.
I would give their 10-4 record, and on the impressive scale, I'd give it a 7. You guys made good points, and that's easy. Like, their season could have easily went off the rails with all those injuries, but still, I feel like they still have a lot of good players. And as you look at like the teams they've beaten, I don't feel like they have a statement win this year.
LA
I don't think
Rams.
they have one. I mean, they beat the Seahawks week 1. That was week 1.
Right, you're not saying the Rams win isn't a statement win with
You
all the
beat the
injuries?
Rams week 5. That was Thursday Night Football. You should have lost.
That
You
was a
faced them
statement
again. You
win.
got smacked. Like, you didn't really prove anything by beating the Rams. It was a nice win. It was Thursday Night Football. You faced them again. They beat the shit out of you. Like, beating the Seahawks was cool, but like, you had Bosa and Warner and Mykel Williams. You won with defense. You scored 17 points. That doesn't mean they won't win the Super Bowl. I just feel like you're 8-0 against teams that aren't in the playoff picture, and you're 2-4 against teams that are. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they run the table, and that would be super impressive. But I still look at what they've done. I'm like, we knew this schedule was weak, dude. Like, you lost to Jacksonville. You lost to Houston.
But hey,
You lost to Tampa.
Jacksonville's
Jacksonville's been
10-4.
balling.
Houston has like the best
I'm not
defense
saying
in
they're
the
bad
league.
teams, but like, that's kind of who you're measuring yourself against. Like, teams like that. You lost to the
Well,
Rams by a lot.
that's why I'm saying, like, if they somehow run the table and win the Super Bowl, I think it would be the most impressive
Oh my
run
God.
in professional sports history. Like, there's no question
100%.
with this roster, like, no, like losing your two best. I mean, it would be the greatest story in sports, truly.
Not
They
to
would
mention
make
losing Ayuk.
well. I think that's another thing that's like kind of. I mean, Grant, you're talking to these guys in the locker room and you're going to the press conferences, but like it feels as if they kind of have a chip on their shoulder. Like Ayuk doesn't want to be there, and they're like, "Why? Let's go like show this guy like we're
Not
a
just
legit
that, but
team."
like Ayuk thinks
Yeah.
we can't win it without him,
Yeah,
right?
like, "Screw you." Yeah, exactly,
Ayuk
that's kind
thinks
of the
he's sinking our
mentality.
season by not being here.
Yeah, and then posting those cryptic, Instagram posts
Yeah.
I
with,
don't even think those are cryptic. Like, those are just like him talk. Those are so stupid.
No, after more consideration, I think what he's saying is like, the Niners are in my rearview mirror, and yet I have trust issues because they burned me, and I have to take the proper precautions. I don't know, something like that. Not, I feel like wide receivers are always cryptic anyway, and writing like these
Yeah,
weird
it's true.
ancient parables. It's like I don't know, what are we talking
someone
about?
someone called him the second Antonio Brown, and I'm like, "Well, it's disrespectful to AB because he's not even close to being as good as Antonio Brown." But I guess
Yeah.
off the field,
See, I
remember when
disagree with that.
AB
I disagree
remember
with
when
that. I
AB,
feel like
like, left practice and lost, like, 5 million or whatever if he would have stayed one more day? I don't know.
Antonio
Ayuk's
Brown's a
losing a
bad
lot of
person.
money. Yeah.
Look up Antonio Brown's history. He's a bad person. Brandon's not a bad person.